Good morning, everyone. Today, I have the honors to present my topic at Akita International University webinar. My topic is Horizon Europe Programs, Cooperation and the Competitions. My name is Adolfo Yinshi. I am in bachelor programs in interdisciplinary studies, Fujian Catholic University, Taiwan. So it's good to be shared what is Horizon Europe programs from my experience and my studies in Europe. So that will begin my presentations. The content of the presentations including Horizon Europe programs. What is Horizon Europe programs? And cooperation and the competition in Horizon Europe programs. In these programs, the European member state would participate and they also can join together to compete with European fundings. So this is the program to help Europe to be the excellent or very innovative supranational institutions in the futures. And my third point of the presentation will be TSMC global expansions, Japan, Germany, and the United States. In this program, I see the opportunity and see the chance, the cooperation between Asia and Europe to seek the excellence in education programs or other else. So this will be my content of the presentations. So let's begin my presentation at this webinar. The Horizon Europe programs is not the newly program. It's the programs which started in 1984. It's the scientific programs with the fundings provided by the Horizon Europe programs with European unions. And Horizon Europe is the EU's key funding program for research and innovation. These terms, because every period of time of the Horizon Europe program, they have their own goals. So for example, Horizon Europe program 2021 to 2027 is a framework that indicate about this program, how much money is about 93.5 billion euros for the European member state to compete and also cooperate together to apply the fundings to have the innovative or excellent research to help the European citizen in Europe. Look at the PowerPoint of the Horizon Europe program. There are three pillars in these programs. There are Pillar 1, Pillar 2, and the Pillar 3. The most important between Asia and Europe will be the Pillar 3. That's because under these pillars, the European member states, not only institutions, universities, but also NGO or also the governmental unit, they could join together to apply the fundings from European unions. For example, last time I joined the programs with among 18 institutions in universities, which is started with the Slovakia. That's the good programs I joined with. However, we did receive the fundings, but it's the good experience to let people who are not a European member state could participate with the EU scholars, experts, and the professors from different educational institutes. There will be very good chance or opportunities for the Asian scholars and the professors. So that's the good points of the Horizon Europe program. Under the Pillar 1 and Pillar 2, most programs fundings is focused on the European Union member states. So the audience can watch the programs by yourself. You also can go to the European official websites. You can see a lot of detail of Horizon Europe program. Today, I will focus on Horizon Europe program. Why is that important? The continued presentation will tell you why. Because the new Horizon Europe program will start at 2028 to 2034. You can see that's the series of the scientific and the innovative programs for European Union. And the proposal of the new Horizon Europe framework programs this time will be increased about 175 billion budget. So every year they have annually increased the fundings, which means the European Union member states, they would like to invite all the professional investigators or the people who are good at the different field of the studies come to join with the EU scholars or EU professionals, and they can join together to do the research to help the EU become a better places for innovative and also excellencies in the scientific work and the research. That's the good part of the Horizon Europe. And it continues, what we can learn from this Horizon Europe program is that how do Japanese scholars or Taiwanese scholars do joint research with the EU scholars. To join Horizon Europe programs, they have certain steps to do. The first one, you need to register as the members of this Horizon Europe members. And later, you can work through different channels to contact with the universities who focus on Horizon Europe funding programs. I think Japan and Taiwan, including South Korea, these three Asian countries are very important for the European Union's scholars or experts to do the joint research, because the Asian countries we are good at in the research, and the Japanese societies and Japanese universities are also have very good research programs. In Taiwan, we also have very good research programs, like Jean Monnet programs. It's the one of very distinguished programs which Taiwanese scholars won a lot of years. And the Horizon Europe programs is also newly launched in Taiwan. For example, my expertise is the political science and the American studies. So I will combine these interdisciplinary studies to contact with the European scholars to do the research. So according to my experience, I would like to ask or search for the Japanese scholars who is interested in these programs. And what kind of topic does it have to prioritize to EU's industrial in the futures? They also written in the official document. The programs launch the years. They will say what kind of the topic And you also can search on the internet and social media. There are a lot of the informations. My new research will be the science diplomacies. I consider the Horizon Europe program will be the one type of the science diplomacies. And these diplomacies will help two countries to tie it together and to launch the scientific and innovative research project. So I use the Taiwan TSMC, which is well known right now. Everybody talk about the chips. If no chips, there's no AI in the futures. This will be exaggerated. But without the chips, the engine of the AI could not run smoothly. That's for sure. So I use the Taiwan TSMC as the example for strengthening EU and Taiwan relations. That's why I'm thinking about TSMC will be the one role models for countries like Taiwan and Germany to do together with the innovative technologies. But it will have the spill over to scientific or educational programs. As we mentioned before, this term Horizon Europe program is about 93.5 billion euros. So the pillars will be the digitals, industrial, and the space clusters. So promote will be the cross borders, R&D in AI, microelectronics, and the quantiums, which those are also very good joint program for the Asian scholars. For the Japanese scholars and the Taiwanese scholars, we can think about the one joint research and to do it together. And in my research, I use the TSMC. That's because TSMC is not only semiconductors. It could create an ecosystem of the semiconductors. So TSMC fosters transnational innovation and ecosystems. So they will be good examples for the Horizon Europe. In the global political economy perspective, we consider TSMC as a geopolitical factors in global competitions. That's because the demand of the chips in the market dramatically increasing a lot. But regional conflict also will be big elements or issues to be concerned, not only in Asia, but also in United States and Europe. So the semiconductors, it can create an ecosystem of the semiconductors, so which means it provides a lot of the job opportunities if the countries have these semiconductor factories. So I use this TSMC as the example. Why? Because TSMC right now is not only a national issues, but also the geopolitical factors in the context of the international relations. The TSMC right now also have invested in Kumamoto in Japan, and the Arizona in United States, and also the Dresden in Germany. The following slide, I will try to introduce the background of the TSMC. Nobody will have doubt the TSMC is the world leading semiconductors foundries. That's for sure. That's because we think these semiconductors is TSMC and it expanded globally. And the semiconductors are strategic for the national security and the digital transformations. In Europe, they will be focused on digital transformations. So for the European programs, they also have the Digital Act, and they also have the Digital Campus, try to have the fundings to support the semiconductors technologies. and its development. So the global supply chains after the COVID-19 is reformed, and the US also launched the new trade war between a lot of countries. So the supply chain is also linked with these semiconductors. So that's what we can conclude to sum up for this. TSMC will be the crucial elements or crucial factories for all the countries. So right now, it all expanded into the 4 continents: America, Europe, Asia, and maybe in the futures, there will be in Africa or Latin Americas. So the TSMC global footprint is the headquarters in Hsinchu, and recently it has been finished the biggest project in Kumamoto with the Sony and the Denso. And the Dresden with the Germany's, the company will be Bosch, Infineon, and the NXP. Arizona, there will be with the United States government. So it will be like what I said in the previous slide. TSMC is a geopolitical factors. So this will, the goal of the TSMC investment will be the diversification, resilience, and also give the market have more options, and give the consumers of the market and the demand of the chips have other choice. It also helped the other countries to develop the semiconductors. And it's not only about semiconductor, it's about the ecosystem. Look at the Hsinchu in Taiwan right now. Everybody have been benefits for the TSMC, the factories. So the industrial policies of the semiconductors, why is that important? US CHIPS Act 2022 incentive for the domestic chip productions, especially like right now, Donald Trump, the president of the United States, have encouraged the TSMC should be invest quickly and to build up the factories, what they need. And the EU also have the CHIP Act 2023, so there's plan for semiconductor the sovereignties. Those are, we can consider that TSMC would be very good project or research project, not only about its the productions, but also how to educate people to understand the trend of the AI. So it's not only about the science, it's also about the humanity and the social science. So it will be good to have this kind of concept to apply the Horizon Europe funding. And the Taiwan is also the good players, not good players, and also good countries to join this program. So we might be can hand with the Japan universities to think about the good project to apply the fundings together. So the following will be the information about the TSMC and Kumamoto's. Right now, it's also already produced the chips. So it's strengthening the Japanese supply chain very quickly. So it shows how important it is. And the TSMC in Germany, that's the information about that. It also gives the European Union member state, they have the chance to be invest and to think about what it would be any opportunity for the economic development or maybe the economic project with the Asia. The TSMC in Arizona, that's for sure. That's because the US government, they need to improve their advanced technology. So they need a TSMC, that's for sure. It's the end of my presentations. We can think about those points, Asia, Europe, together, and Taiwan's role to a global governance, innovation policy, to think about the one project together. Thank you.